In tonight's cover story, helping first responders with their mental health through a unique program on Lake Michigan.
A former officer turned boat captain has found a new mission in life. He's helping others deal with life and death, as well as the stress that comes with the job. WGN's Patrick Elwood takes you aboard.
It's a beautiful June day here at Chicago's Montrose Harbor.
Keep that rod tip in about a 45-degree angle.
The manipulator is setting out under the steady hand of Captain Ernesto Amperin and his thin blue line fishing charter. As big brother and first mate, Leo studies this beautiful blue lake. Today is a day like no other.
There we go, fish. Come on, let's go. All right.
This is an excursion that is seriously mission critical, but full of a lot of laughs and soon a lot of fish. Delicious salmon and trout. It is a recipe to help alleviate PTSD. Free of charge for those here who have paid much already. The invited guests include some of Chicago's finest.
Luck that I have.
CPD officers Fernanda Ballesteros.
God, he's really putting up a fight.
Carlos Yanez, both shot on duty in recent years. Yanez's partner, Ella French, was murdered. And one-time OEMC dispatcher Keith Thornton, who fielded that French Yanez call for help. Both had been shot. Each of them still grappling to one degree or another by those traumatic events, and why not? They are unequivocally life-altering.
All I ask from you guys is have a good time, let's support each other.
It was the captain who conceived of this. Several hours on the water can help wash away some of the blues. Ernesto is a retired CPD cop himself.
I've been in, a first responder for over 20 years, so I've seen my share of things. I've lost, friends, I've lost, co-workers, and, I've seen officers, who've been shot, injured in the line of duty. So it takes a toll on one's mental, well-being.
Officer Ballesteros was shot in the head as she and her partner were attempting a traffic stop in June of 2022. Her partner drove her to the hospital and most likely saved her life. She's grateful to have survived, and she has her vision back too.
Thank God I got my vision back 100%, so I'm grateful for that.
And most importantly, thank you to Officer Young, my partner who had my back and carried me to safety.
She sent her love to him in a recorded message from the hospital bed just prior to her release. And that's Yanez, assisted by a walker, who was among the first to greet her as she left the University of Chicago Medical Center. He was shot several times, lost an eye, now walks with a limp, and still has a bullet below his right ear. His partner, Ella French, her memory remains in his heart and soul as well.
How often do you think about Ella French?
Every day.
And you always will, right?
Thornton left policing to become a dispatcher, thinking it would be less stressful. He has total recall of that fateful summer day.
I got an officer down, 10-1, 6-3 in Bell. Officer down, shots fired at the police.
On that night, 2022, August, really nice day, summer day.
He readily admits he was wrong about that less stress thing.
And I thought it'd be a little bit easier behind the computer screen. It's even harder, especially when you've done it before and you know the severity and the lifestyle that officers go through, particularly here in Chicago. So being able to hear officer down ×2, and you know that they're possibly dead, CPR, and you're given those instructions.
I got an officer down, 6-3 in Bell, start rolling.
And I can't be out there to help them, and you're just hearing a bunch of other backing officers who want to save their life, but they're just as narrow-minded and going crazy as well. It really sends your mind just through a ton of different emotions.
Talk therapy is not what you will find out here today.
Fish, here you go. I literally just put that one down.
No, this is just the take it light, let's have fun, and forget about that other stuff for a while kind of medicine. Where the heaviest things to land is that big fish.
Come on, bring him in.
With a horizon that is a little bit brighter.
It was, honestly, at first, I don't like fishing. I have zero patience, but it was such a great experience. And I will definitely do it again.
Officer Ballesteros is happy to be back on the job, but not everybody is.
My mom's constantly telling me to stop being a police officer and pursue going back to what I initially was gonna be, which was a nurse, but that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, it's not my passion.
Carlos Yanez is on permanent disability and says he misses the job so much.
I miss it every day. I mean, I'd give anything to be back in the squad car with my brothers and sisters. It was doing what I love to do, you know, it was protecting the community.
How were you feeling?
Relaxed and happy, and just going on Ernesto's thin blue line boat was really nice, and it was with a group of people that's so enjoyable. And catching the fish was pretty exciting, you know, a little rush, you know.
Keith Thornton has moved on to private security.
I'm not a water kind of guy, but it was wonderful.
So as the evening approached, this afternoon in the sun has made for those not often enough picture-perfect moments, which is just what the doctor, the captain, ordered.
It's going to reel in a long way for this.
Captain Ernesto has partnered with the nonprofit Chicago Police Knights Baseball Club for these excursions to help cover expenses. Everything is free to the participating first responders. And while this was the inaugural excursion, he says he's already heard from other charter captains who want to offer their boats for similar future trips and maybe a tournament in the future. For more, we will link the Fishing with a Real Hero info at WGNTV.com. Patrick Elwood, WGN News.